way for you expressing yourself, if any of y'all expressing yourself, y'all can come get at me directly. You know what I'm saying? All that throwing in the refrigerator, you gonna kill, y'all ain't killing nobody, man. You know what I'm saying? We businessmen.
Yeah. Jada really picked up a refrigerator.
Here's why the judge in Sean Diddy Combs' trial threatened to remove the music mogul from the courtroom. According to NBC News reporters inside, as Combs was seated for his sex trafficking trial June 5th, the presiding judge indicated he would exclude the rap mogul.
Get this AI theft content up out of here. So, you know, every time I address Diddy now, we're going to have to address this fame and felonies and his 20 or 30 different channels out here just making the same content over and over and over again. But this is a Diddy roast. This ain't no fame and felony roast this time. So I got to let you guys know what's going on in this Diddy trial today, because everybody wants to know what's going on in Diddy. So what happened with Diddy today on Wednesday? June 18th. Wow, it's been a long time. How many days are they into this trial? Like 26, 27 now? Is it on here? We'll find out a little bit. So what you guys want to do? We'll play a clip first, and then we're going to read all these updates, because, like, I want somebody to set the tone.
Combs' criminal case out of federal court in New York. What an interesting day today. I would say, you know, usually we do this lunchtime show where we take your questions for the next hour and a half. We break down court updates. No court today. No court today. They adjourned within 10 minutes of getting...
So, no court today in the Diddy case. This shouldn't take that long now. We shouldn't have too many updates, even though I missed your Diddy update yesterday, but Tyler Perry was breaking news. Nobody knew what was going on with Tyler Perry or whatever. And I feel that I did the deepest dive into Tyler Perry at the moment when I did it. Now, yeah, it took me about an hour or two of editing and then uploading and all the other stuff that comes with this content creation, which you already know. But no, today we're back on trying to expose what's going on with the Diddy trial, all these injustices going on, because we'll get to Tyler Perry in a little bit, but we already knew what was going on with Diddy too. If you was hanging around with Diddy, everybody knew about the Diddy parties and stuff, you know what I mean? So it's like, we're going to prosecute Diddy for living like a rock star? So let's see what he had planned for today. I want to see if he had anything planned for today. And we're going to go and read these. Matter of fact, we can get back to him. Because I don't know if he really has anything of context to add to us. So, okay. What to know about the trial? The U.S. District Judge, or Oren Subraman, said the Sean Diddy Combs trial cannot go on today because a juror called out sick and had vertigo. Court will resume Friday morning when Brendan Paul, a former Combs personal assistant, is expected to testify. The Assistant U.S. Attorney Maureen Comey said yesterday that the government will likely rest its case Friday. Combs' defense team said it needs 2 to 5 days to present its case, but that timeline isn't set in stone. Yeah, it could be way longer, because then the defense might want to do something after that. Like, this trial has yet to get started. If the defense hasn't even spoke up in this trial yet, yeah, this trial hasn't even got started. Combs faces 5 criminal counts, 1 for racketeering, which I don't think that could be anything that could really catch him on. 2 counts of trafficking by force. I'm not even really going for that. Fraud and coercion. I feel like that should be like people like Mace, the Locks. Everybody Diddy ripped off. So, yeah. If you got ripped off from Diddy, but they're not even talking about the people that got ripped off from Diddy. Fraud. I definitely see Diddy being guilty of the fraud or coercion. And 2 counts of transportation to engage in the P word. So it seems like if it's only 2 counts with all these people out here saying it or whatever, I wonder if they sent like an agent to him. And that's what these police really do. And it's been a long time, right? I know you guys seen Snowfall, at least heard of it, unless you've been living under a rock like me. And I've heard of Snowfall, and I've listened to it. I don't really watch nothing, like I tell you guys all the time. I'd rather read. But, yeah, you already know what's going on. They just sit there, they'll set you up, build you up, and then they'll lock you up and throw away the key. Like that's what they do. The live briefing may include graphic descriptions, SA and SV for resources on SA. Call the National Assault Telephone Hotline. Sign up for the Diddy Trial newsletter. No, I don't need a newsletter. You ain't gonna be having this in my emails or whatever, and then like profile me out here or whatever. No. So court done for the day. Resuming Friday. Superman asked the jurors to return to the courthouse on 8:30 Friday. We already heard about that. As the trial holds to address today, absentee juror. So like this is giving me more mistrial. But I didn't even give you guys an update yesterday. So on yesterday, Brendan Paul was arrested back in March in 2024 at the Miami Opa-locka Executive Airport on charges of possession of white substances with some green substances, according to a police report. His arrest was the same day federal agents conducted search warrants at Combs' Miami and Los Angeles residence. So why is this case in New York City? It makes no sense. So you're having this case in Manhattan, right? I'm pretty sure they got another federal precinct like over in Brooklyn or something. They're doing this in Manhattan. You're doing this all in Manhattan. And you're saying the crimes happen in Los Angeles and Miami? Like, this is crazy. And on top of that, where is this charge at? So you're telling me you caught Diddy with a whole bunch of white stuff and green stuff, but you ain't charging with the white stuff and green stuff. I thought that's what Diddy was going to go down for. So if Diddy's not even getting charged with the white stuff and the green stuff, I honestly don't see anything illegal here. And I know y'all gonna be like, oh, well, you sticking up for Diddy. He's a bad person. It's not sticking up for Diddy. It's more like calling out, we got some crazy laws on the books and people got sometimes maybe a little bit too much freedom in my opinion. But like, you can't lock up a man for doing everything in the bounds of the law. He did everything in the bounds of the law. So Brendan Paul, yeah, we already said that. The white stuff, the green stuff. According to the police report, his arrest warrant was filed on the same day as the raids. Prosecutors later decided to only charge him for the possession of the white stuff, and charge was later dropped in December after Paul accepted a complicated 6-month pretrial diversion program. So basically, he became one of the traffic victims, I guess. And probably whoever else told on that plane. Like, this is crazy. So it just seems like this dude had a whole bunch of white stuff and green stuff on him, right? And he got caught with the white stuff and green stuff. And he's like, well, Diddy. Maybe Diddy ain't even getting high no more. Maybe Diddy stopped freaking off. And everybody's mad at him because Diddy ain't throwing these freak offs no more, whatever. Diddy getting old. He probably can't get it up no more. And once Diddy stop having the freak offs, they're like, oh, we going to lock you up because you don't want to have the freak offs with us no more. Like, this sound crazy. This definitely sound crazy. He was named a civil lawsuit against Combs for the Rodney Lil Wayne Jones producer who alleged Combs essay Diddy and threatened Jones for more than a year in a lawsuit. Jones alleged that he and Paul were required to carry D's and things that go bang for Combs when Combs traveled. No, so we got the people that told. Little Rod's producer, Jones, and this dude that got caught with stuff in his booty hole or whatever. So like, but where are the... So you're telling me that you're making a criminal organization with no violence, no drugs, y'all ain't selling kids, y'all ain't even one of these internet organizations or whatever. Like, man, ain't there like crypto scammers to go after? What happened to the people that breached T-Mobile and AT&T and all that? Did you guys find them yet? Because I keep getting alerts every day that my identity's at risk of being compromised. And y'all out here chasing Diddy over parties that happened in the 90s and over a video that happened in a hotel like 10 years ago or whatever. Okay, you gonna give him a case or whatever, but like, do we have audio with that? And if we do have audio with that, right, I never heard, like, it's weird, guys. Diddy was into some weird stuff back then. He might be into some weird stuff now. I don't know. But what I do know about Diddy for certain, right? What I do know about Diddy for certain, he's a freak. He's into all types of freaky stuff. And if you don't say the safe word, I don't think they stop. You know what I mean? You don't say the safe word. I don't think they stop. We all done seen South Park. We done seen Family Guy. We done seen crazy stuff on the internet and TV. Even if you ain't involved, you know what not to be involved with. And if you do get involved, I don't like really. It's within the bounds of the law. You know what I mean? It's within the bounds of the law. Like, would I go over there? Would I be doing what y'all doing? Or do I feel like that's a fun idea, a good party idea? Y'all want to have your party favors and play with your nose or whatever? Not me, not I, not at all. No, 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 no. We ain't got no time for that. We ain't got no time for that. We ain't got no time for no freak offs. No, doing some Boston George, little Tony Montana or whatever. Like, we ain't got time for none of that. We ain't got time for none of that. So, but if you gonna do what you do or whatever, you're not hurting nobody else. And y'all like just, well, I guess sometimes they do hurt each other. So it's like, it's not a me thing. You know what I mean? It's not my business. It's not illegal. What you do in your own home is like, now if they were doing this on a corner, so like they went down to Manhattan or whatever, right? They wanted to close down, like, I don't know the streets in New York. Don't even get me the lines. They want to shut down First Ave, and they gonna turn First Ave into they gonna turn First Ave into a little parade. They gonna go straight through Times Square on a parade or whatever, doing a freak off. Then I think they should be arrested. But if you having a freak off in a hotel room or whatever, y'all like dumping candle wax on each other and whips and chains excite you and all that, listen, I don't know. It ain't my kink. I ain't into that. I'm not here to judge you. I ain't here to shame you or whatever. I'm just here to say this is not illegal. If you feel like this stuff should be illegal, maybe call your congressman, your senator, your local house representatives and all that. Because, like, none of this looks illegal. And if you're not charging Diddy, if you're not charging Diddy with drugs, what are you charging him with? This is the only man in history that's being charged with trafficking men. They're saying Diddy traffics men. I didn't even realize a man could be trafficked. Grown men. We're not talking about women. We're not talking about children. We're not talking about teenagers. We're not talking about pets, animals. This ain't no dog fights or whatever. These are grown men that got paid to come out and do whatever Diddy wanted them to do or whatever. Obviously, they all into it or whatever, and it's like, it's not illegal. Y'all got to free Diddy. It's not illegal. It's not even an opinion at this point. Like, what are we talking about that's illegal right here? But let's see what they got to say. Do they got any more wrap-ups from the Long Crime Network before I wrap this up?
Of getting started, we're going to explain why. How does this delay the trial? I mean, weren't they supposed to finish up by July 4th? A lot of unanswered questions, but I'll tell you what, we are going to be taking your questions, your comments about this case again for the next.
I originally heard they were going to be done in about 2 weeks, but it seems like the Diddy case is like never going to be over. I feel like they're trying to beat the O.J. Simpson record. How long was the O.J. trial for? Let me see. I'm going to pull it up.
Hour and a half or so. We really, really want to dive into this because the prosecution is coming towards the end of the case. Have they proven sex trafficking? Have they proven racketeering conspiracy? Have they proven transportation to engage in prostitution? That's what we're going to talk about. So before I bring in my all-star panel that I have with me, I'm first.
They're just trying to set a world record. They're just trying to set a world record at this point. Because, like, these charges don't even fit. These charges don't even fit. None of these charges make sense. You're saying fraud and coercion or whatever? Who did he defraud? This isn't a civil trial where rappers are trying to get the rights to their name and likeness back or whatever. Because, like, if you guys don't know, I don't like Diddy, right? I just don't feel like this is a criminal case. Diddy back in the 90s was signing deals with a lot of different rappers. Like, think about it. Biggie only got 2 albums, and then something happened, and Biggie disappeared, right? Same thing with Mace. Same thing with the Locks. Same thing, I think, with 112. Diddy would sign you for 3 albums, right? You only got to do 2 albums, and then he would charge you more money than you made before you could even put out the 3rd album. So you either had to, like, Diddy wanted millions of dollars from kids he gave $20,000 to, and yes, it changed their life. Back in the 90s, you could buy a little house or get yourself in a decent apartment for $20,000. Then you might get a little bit from the shows or whatever, right? Diddy definitely is pimping. I guess Diddy has been pimping men, but it's just different. He was pimping you by putting you in shiny suit. I don't know, yo. It's just creepy, and it don't sound.
Going to start off with our in-court reporter, Law and Crime's very own Elizabeth Milner. Elizabeth, so good to see you. What happened? What happened? We were supposed to have court today.
I know. I was truly surprised because every day I wake up, or try to at least wake up at 4 a.m., get here by 6:30. We're all ready to go. I have my notepad. I have my pen. I'm ready. The judge gets on the bench and he's like, a juror is sick. And so we're going to adjourn for the day. Now, as far as just the more kind of reasons as far as what really happened, the judge gets on the bench and he says this juror was on his way to court this morning. What we did know about this particular juror is he is one of the alternates, but he did get sick on his way to court this morning.
I'm trying to figure out why they got crazy delays, and I don't know if you guys heard. I dropped my keyboard. Maybe, I just never have stuff out on time. I'm like a missed opportunity in life.
He had vertigo, and then he turned back around to go home. And so they're kind of monitoring the situation right now. There was no need, as far as further action goes. They're just waiting to see and make sure that the juror is okay to continue on Friday, and then possibly have more discussions just about what had happened if that juror isn't able to get better. But hopefully the juror is able to get better so that way court can begin on Friday. But really today, Jesse, court was about 30 minutes long. I mean, outside of the judge revealing to everyone that a juror is sick.
Wow, so they said court was 30 minutes long just for the judge to tell everybody. Well, it takes a little while to get people in there, You got to get Diddy in there in his handcuffs, and then you got to get him out of the handcuffs because he can't be in the handcuffs in front of the jury, and Diddy got to get dressed because Diddy can't be in a prison jumpsuit in front of the jury. You got to be clothed with the presumption of innocence.
And so we're going to adjourn for the day, which, by the way, both sides did agree upon this. And so what ended up happening is probably he sat down on the bench by 9 o'clock, 9:30. We were all out of the courtroom, and everyone was kind of like, oh, well, we have another free day because then we don't have court tomorrow, too. So it was a pretty interesting turn of events today, even though there was absolutely no testimony today.
Yep, because tomorrow's Juneteenth, so no court. So what is that?
Well, back in, it don't even say what year. Oh, yeah, 95. The O.J. Simpson trial lasted for 11 months. We're already approaching 2 months into the Diddy trial. Well, I guess it's a month for real. No, it's like 2 months. It's been about 2 months for the Diddy trial, right? I feel like they're trying to go for breaking the world record. Because, we're not even at, right? We're not even at the part of the Diddy trial where, his lawyers are speaking. Diddy hasn't even started to defend himself yet, right? So this is what happens. First, the state, or I guess the feds. I've never dealt with federal personally, but I know people who have. But first, the prosecution goes. And then, after the prosecution goes, the defense goes. And then the prosecution has a chance to cross-examine everything the defense brought out. And the defense has the opportunity to cross-examine everything the prosecution brought out. I'm sorry, these are like big words that I haven't used in like 20 years. Alhamdulillah.
What does that do to the schedule? Don't they want to be finished by July 4th? I mean, do they realistically believe that's going to wrap up? Because you have, how long is the defense's case going to be? You have closing arguments. You have jury instructions. Talk to us about how this messes up the whole schedule.
If Diddy has a lawyer that's worth anything, the defense's goal is usually to outtalk the prosecution, right? Now, very rarely you'll have an open and shut case and you'll be like, this is the second time the AC done turned on. This is crazy. This is exactly why my brain just. Okay, before the AC so rudely interrupted me, I was saying that that unless it's like an open and shut thing, you know what I mean? Like, say a lawyer charged you with a crime that like got repealed. You know what I mean? Like, think about when California, like, say you got caught with some medical in a medical state, and then you just go to court with your medical card, and you just didn't happen to have it on you on the day when you ended up getting caught with the medical stuff. So you just go to court with your medical license, and then 99.9% of the time, the judge is going to throw it out or whatever. You know what I mean? But other than that, cross-examination from the defense usually lasts way longer because the defense is trying to spin the story in a way that makes the defendant look good, right? So everybody that was originally questioned by the prosecution. Prosecutors really don't question people. They're not allowed to. They just come out, can you tell me what happened? And then they talk, right? And then they get to talk. We haven't even got to the part where Diddy's lawyer gets to ask them questions. So now we're about to be at the part where Diddy's lawyer gets to ask them questions. This is when somebody keeps interrupting them, right? When somebody's like, okay, so what about this? What about that? What about this? What about that, right? It's not like the whole glamour or whatever, how it seems in the movies, because they try to wrap up stuff that takes like a month or two in an hour and a half movie from start to finish. Versus in real life, this Diddy case is going to last for a little bit. Like a regular case lasts for a little bit. I'm surprised Diddy is even at trial now. This is super early.
Yeah, it really kind of does shift everything, especially because not only do we not have court on Thursday, but Friday's kind of a smaller, shorter schedule. We're only going to court from 9 to 1 because one of the jurors is celebrating, I think, their child's graduation, so that's pretty exciting. But as far as just the delay of the case, it really is kind of pushing everything a little bit back. So first of all, the government planned on resting their case today, but that was before the cross-examination of Special Agent Alyssa Penland kind of took a little bit longer than I think the government had planned, and then they were planning to call Brendan Paul on the stand and then another summary witness. So as far as just even that, we haven't even heard from Brendan Paul just yet. So I assume now that we didn't have court today that he'll take up much of Friday, if not all of Friday, because he still has to do his cross-examination.
And they need a special agent. So that special agent was cleared to be gone today. I don't know if that special agent can make it there Friday. That Friday hearing's probably going to get continued, right? So basically, they just made like a 6-day weekend out of the Diddy trial. 5-day weekend, 6-day weekend. I don't know. My days run together. This Diddy stuff is really burning me out. Let me know how you guys think down below. Do you guys feel like Diddy's a sicko? Do you feel like Diddy should be in jail? Do you feel like Diddy is innocent of these crimes? Do you feel like Diddy... This is my perception, right? And I'm going to say it one last time. Diddy is not guilty. That don't make him innocent. Diddy's not guilty, but far from innocent. Go back, charge him correctly or whatever, right? Yeah, Diddy been not in trouble in so long and having the money he did, he might do 6 months. Lock him up for 6 months, give him mandatory rehab. Give him like 10 years of probation like y'all did to Meek Mills. Like, this is like the amount of trouble you should get into, right? For what Diddy's doing. If Diddy's going to be out here and keep messing up and violating his probation, then you lock him up. But in the meantime, he messed up. He did some crazy stuff. But when are we going to start suing Diddy to get our money back? When are we going to start suing Diddy to get our money back? And if you know, let me know. I'm going to start looking into this because I say free Diddy, but sue Diddy and get him in rehab because there's a lot of artists that need to get freed. You know what I mean? Free Mace, free the Locks. I'm trying to think. Diddy had so many artists back in the day. And the only person I think that had more artists than Diddy is Jay-Z. It's a toss in between because I keep forgetting about Making the Band and people like Usher and people like Justin Bieber. So it's like, yeah, don't sign a contract with nobody. Don't sign a contract with nobody. You know what I mean? Like, I remember Styles P on the radio going back and forth with 50 Cent back in the day. Matter of fact, let me see if I can pull that up. This is gonna be funny, right? I want to tie it in with something that's gonna be very relevant to this Diddy case. Very, 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 very relevant to this Diddy case. Hold up. All I know is on my next video, I definitely will be keeping a notepad next to me so I can start writing down these like different clips and stuff. But hold on, let's get this started.
Check this out, man. The last time y'all did this, man, y'all did the whole campaign, let the locks go and all that. Y'all ain't want to be down with Bad Boy, so we let y'all go. Y'all want to be down with us, we let y'all go, we keep it moving. But to get on there and portray like somebody got to go and steal and rob and be shysting y'all, that ain't really correct. You know what I'm saying? First of all,
This is what Diddy is really guilty of, right? It's civil. Diddy is guilty of a whole bunch of civil infractions. Diddy owes a whole bunch of people. That's why this stuff is going on.
I'm at my office right now. I'm always accessible. Y'all ain't got to get on the radio and do certain tactics and do certain things to ever holler at me. Jadakiss, last time I saw you, I told you, let's get together, let's talk. You know what I'm saying? I told you I'm accessible. I said if...
And then Jadakiss threw a refrigerator at him. He threw a refrigerator at him.
Anything don't come, if there's somebody standing in the way for you expressing yourself, or any of y'all expressing yourself, y'all can come get at me directly. You know what I'm saying? All that throwing the refrigerator and you gonna kill, y'all ain't killing nobody, man. You know what I'm saying? We businessmen.
Yo, Jada really picked up a refrigerator. I can't find the clip nowhere. If you guys know where the clip is, tag it. Jadakiss literally picked up a refrigerator and tried to toss his joint at Diddy. I think he missed whatever. Like, it was crazy. It was crazy, guys. It was crazy. Like, you think that the Locks versus who did they go up against? Dipset. The Locks went up against a record label, and it's only a 3-man group.
We all mature adults here. All that right there, I'm at my office. Y'all can sit on this interview with her and talk as long as y'all want to talk about it. Or you can take the invitation I gave you before. But it's not even getting there because of your get on the radio, whatever tactics. I ain't your enemy.
Dog, we just
you need to bang like that on cats that's coming at you. I ain't your enemy.
Just yesterday we got a note from your office saying you don't have no idea of none of this or none of nothing. Just yesterday, your lawyer told us that.
Yeah, Diddy was doing people dirty with them contracts. Diddy was doing people dirty with them contracts.
See you at the show backstage. You said find out what it was.
But don't sit here and portray like Puff took nothing from y'all.
What is it? What is it? What do you call it? If it's 10 years, what do you call it? And don't say we can come to your office or do none of that, because we can't do none of that. We can't handle it no other way but with lawyers, and you know that, so don't get on the radio and act like a tough guy or none of that.
You know how we can settle?
You acting tough.
And you see, right? Jada's like, don't get on the radio and act like a tough guy. No, they're like the only people that was in the Diddy inner circle that didn't get diddled, and probably Biggie too. And then like maybe Biggie was gonna blow the case off the whole thing back in the 90s. Did you guys ever consider that?
My office. So why don't we stop talking on the radio?
Now, you want people to stop talking because you just don't want to know the truth, dog. We made one record with you. Money, Power, Respect. It's 10 years later, and you still got half of our publishing. Now, there's no way you can make it justifiable that you said you deserve half of our publishing.
To my face. We just at the concert. You ain't saying nothing.
What are we going to do saying it to your face? Get sued? What do you want us to do? We can't touch. It's not.
What are we gonna do? Saying it to your face. We can't do nothing to you. You is protected. You is with the police everywhere. Yo, Jadakiss is destroying Diddy. Jadakiss is destroying Diddy. Jadakiss is lit. Like, this is crazy.
It's not. We can't be violent or none of that. We can't even have. Saying all this, dog. years ago, levels in Miami. You saying this for nothing, man.
Recognize real. Y'all know where the office is at. There's a big sign on it. I'm
Puffy, it's the whole National Guard's downstairs, too. Cut it out, man. We can't talk.
I'm a grown-ass man.
You hear that? They're like, you got armed guards downstairs too. We can't just walk in your office. Like, what are you talking about, Diddy? What are you talking about? You just on the radio station, try to act like this and try to act like that. Like, what are we supposed to do? Just kick the door in or whatever? Treat this like the heist and Money, Power, Respect?
Yes, man.
You're a coward.
And I don't take nothing.
You're a thief, you're a coward. Don't say you're a thief.
Okay.
You're a
Come to the
thief.
office, man. Come to the office so we can straighten it out there.
Yo, how we just three guys you don't even mess with. You had your Ace Boom Tools publishing.
Call me whatever
You
want.
won't let his publishing
I'm at
go.
the office.
You won't let your man's publishing
You
go.
will argue in front of New York. That's the way you want
Do you own your man's publishing,
Nobody
dog?
did nothing to y'all, man.
Do you own your man's publishing?
And it's dirty. It's dirty how Diddy been playing. Like, Diddy's still getting Biggie's money. Biggie's family don't get that money. Nobody gets the money that they were supposed to be getting off these records they made with Diddy. Diddy was giving people like 20,000 here, 50,000 there. Like, yeah. Diddy literally saved Biggie's mom by giving him exactly the amount of money she needed for her surgery, right? But I don't think Biggie got a penny more. He got to live in some places probably where Diddy was living at.
Publishing.
New York could believe it or whatever. I don't
Do you own your man's publishing?
I can sleep good at night because I ain't never
You
did none of
can't-
y'all. And if y'all ever want
Dog, you had a whole bunch of artists that
That's
never like
it.
Puffy.
That's it.
Dog, you had a bunch of artists who careers never went right with you, dog.
Hey, yo,
Be for real, dog. Look at the list. We don't want to be violent.
Yeah, we only know about 3 artists off Diddy's list unless, like, you're really tuned into hip-hop, right? You only really know about big 3 artists off of Diddy's list. And I don't even know if everybody knows about them, right? You got Biggie, you got Usher, and I'm pretty sure Usher's world famous after doing the Super Bowl, right? And you had 112. And then, like, people that wasn't really into the rap, like, really rap. Not even hip-hop. Because he had a lot of rappers. He was signing rappers at a time that rap wasn't even as popular as it was. And Diddy was taking all their money. Diddy was literally taking all their money for no reason.
Who the artists that been best for yourself? Look at your list, dog. Look at all the artists you dealt with. Look at the situation they dealt with. You know, 12 not happy with you gone. Faith not happy with you gone. We not happy with
That's one of my favorite interviews of all time. Now, I'll show you, right? This is my favorite interview of all time. And this is how I feel about a lot of this stuff going on these days, right? Hold on, Hot 97, Diddy. Now, I want to do the Diddy argument. I want to do the 50 argument. Hold on, guys. Now, this is another one of my favorite interviews, like, in this genre or whatever. It is going to get into it a little bit, but this is how I feel that a lot of people can do. And a lot of reasons why a lot of people in the rap industry didn't ever make it. And there's people that didn't make it. Like, you got some Texas artists, some New York artists, some Philly artists that never been on the radio, right? Made $1 million, $2 million, invested in some other stuff. And because they were smart about it and they sold every album themselves, they got way farther. Let's see how this happened, though. What was Styles P's answer for what was going on with Diddy and why Styles P never ended up getting signed again?
We're in a different room today, so the phone system's a little crazy.
Yeah.
But welcome.
Hey, what's going on?
Well,
What's up?
I mean,
Hey, what up? What's good? What's good?
I don't know. How do you, what do you, I don't know.
Like,
You
what
tell
is your
me.
situation right now, Steph?
Who me? Oh, thank you, bro. You helped me out, man. You
Yeah.
helped me out more than anything.
Nah, I'm just saying to you right now, like, because I don't know what, like, I didn't hear anything
Wait,
about
what?
I'm a
Easy
free
Out.
agent, man.
Huh?
I'm a free agent.
You're a free agent.
Wait,
Yeah, I'm
is
a
this the
free
first,
agent.
is this the first time you two have spoken?
This is the first.
See, Styles like, I'm a free agent. He's like, I'm a free agent. I think this is when the beef ended. This might have been when the beef started with the Locks and 50 Cent. But I feel like, well, it was more of like a G unit in the Locks beef. And then, like, no, I'm thinking the Bronx. 50 Cent's from Queens, so it ain't close to Yonkers. Never mind.
The first time we had a conversation, period.
Ever?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, being a free agent, you know who I think would be the best person to broker a deal for you right now?
You
50 Cent.
keep breaking up, Ange.
You hear what? Can you hear me?
Come again?
You know who I think would be the best person to broker a deal for you right now?
Nah, you would say you. You won't work for me, homie.
I'll broker the deal for you.
Yo, Styles P told 50 Cent, he's like, oh, you don't want to work for me, homie. Styles P's like, I'm not working for nobody. Like, I did this before. I was a kid and signed a Puff. I ain't doing that again. I learned from some experiences.
Nah, I don't need no. You help me out, bro. See, you gotta, like, let me be real with you, bro.
Yeah.
I like you, I like the old 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I dug you a lot. You was like a cool cat.
This is
But
the
I think
beginning,
you got
right?
too industry. Like, when I hear you on the radio and stuff, like, nah, I don't get mad. I ain't like them other rappers. We don't get mad. You know, we don't get mad at the lyrics and nothing.
You know what it is?
But you can't laugh like when I hear you laugh, like that Preem got convicted.
Yeah.
That ain't right, bro. You know, we
Oh, they talking about, and I guess I gotta tag it or something because there's no possible way I can play it. But it was like one of 50 Cent's first songs, Ghetto Quran, right? 50 Cent wrote a song, right? And the song definitely was fire, but he changed no names and he basically talked about everything going on in this neighborhood.
we supposed to be from the hood, like.
I don't care nothing about. Listen, if you
You know
was
what I'm saying?
in,
Nah, let me speak for a minute. You
Go
can
ahead,
talk
go ahead.
right after me, home. Let me just get my little piece off. Let me just give you something from the ghetto, like from my perspective.
guy.
You can't like laugh at brothers like who get convicted. And you know, like what you did in the rap game was impeccable. It was incredible. Hats off to you. Salute. You sold 10 mil, came back, sold 5 mil, made G-Unit. You did a lot. You did a lot for the game. You did a lot.
10 million is something crazy, right? 10 million, I think that's diamond. I don't know, because there's something at 10 million and there's something at 100 million. I think only Eminem and Michael Jackson crossed that line.
Did a lot of people didn't do. But I think you forgot where you from, or you don't really know where you from no more, because everything is, you're sitting here talking about the majors, the indies. First of all, if somebody ain't gonna sell like you or Ludacris or Eminem or the big guys,
They ain't gonna
you
make no
really
money.
gonna make too much money on the major. You're gonna get like 90-some cents off an album.
You're right.
But if you go to Koch, you're gonna get $7.
You're not gonna make $7.
Now you can make $7, bro.
I put like
I thought it was 5. This was years ago when I heard this, right? Styles was making $7 an album, right? He was getting almost every dollar that went into it. Because Styles P was pressing the albums, rapping the albums, getting everything. Like, he did that all himself. And then he brought on a team and started doing that. They was pressing their own records. Went to pressing their own juices. Like, you could take a bad experience and make something good out of it. But then you can be some of these dudes that's like, they take a bad experience and then they just sue everybody involved because they didn't like how they got played.
put like this. Listen, we can get the people from Koch in here right. We can get them in here right now.
Nah, we don't gotta do all that.
I got audits of different. You don't think I would go get the $7?
I don't know.
Right now, I would go get the $7.
You're on Interscope now. You missed the
I'm
Interscope.
talking.
The reason why Styles P was getting $7 an album, he has no agent. He has no manager, right? All he has is two other dudes he grew up with, he grew up with so close they were like brothers, right? He was running around with DMX, so everybody from the Locks was on the tours. Their solution to get around Diddy and being diddled with them diddler contracts, because that's the only thing I really heard about Diddy back in the day, but I also heard he had sugar in his tank, making dudes walk far for cheesecakes and all that. But yeah. Basically, if you do everything yourself, you're going to get higher rewards. You know what I mean? So 50 Cent was making like 50 cent a record, right? So because 50 Cent is only making 50 cent a record, 50 Cent sells 10 million records and only gets back $5 million, right? Styles P was making $7 a record, right? And Styles P was dropping a mixtape like every other month at the time. And he was getting $7 off of each of those mixtapes, right? So with Styles P dropping off all these mixtapes at gas stations and bodegas or whatever, the Locks never really left the Northeast, right? Like, yeah, they ended up eventually expanding or whatever, but the Locks became famous in the Northeast. All you gotta do, all Styles P gotta do is sell 1 million mixtapes. And he's putting out a new mixtape every 3 months. He's getting into it, all the rappers in the game. He's getting into rap beefs left and right. Putting out mixtapes. You gotta go to the corner store bodega if you want to get that mixtape. That was the only way to do it. You know what I mean? He was getting money with no deal. No help. No assistance. Doing stuff everybody says is too hard to do. But if you believe in yourself, you can figure out a way to get around anything. And I'm going to leave that off with that. This was like semi-relevant to the Diddy situation or whatever. I just wanted to show you that there was a different route a lot of these gentlemen could have went, other than trying to say Diddy was trafficking them. Like, what? I should have been reading the particulars of this case. I've been trying to like stay away from it because I'm like, I'm one of the weirdos out here. Like, none of this would sound like Diddy did anything. I didn't realize it's men. Diddy is trafficking grown men. Like, what? Bro, you're bigger than Diddy. You said Diddy trafficked you? Diddy trafficked you? You could have been out here throwing a refrigerator at Diddy. So I'm glad the Locks got free. Now we got a free Diddy. And then I feel like after all this is over, all the artists that like Diddy owes you money, go collect your money. Go collect your money. Even if he don't have the money to give to you, maybe y'all can work out some type of like mass lawsuit or whatever where you just get all your masters back. Because I like to see what some of these artists that was around the 90s would do in a project in their 50s and 60s. And a lot of these dudes is getting old. I'm getting old. We're all getting old. Hey, just know, if you're really interested in this Diddy stuff, you probably Generation X. You may be a baby boomer. Possibly a millennial. I doubt you're Gen Z, especially if you got this far in this video. So, yeah, how about we do this? Say what generation you're from. Your favorite thing from Bad Boys Records or anything that came out of Bad Boys Records. Any artist. We're going to try to make some, we're trying to find beauty in this disaster, right? Because it's probably going to be about a year, and then Diddy's going to get out of jail, and then he's going to sue, and then people going to be suing Diddy, and it's just going to be lawsuits around or whatever. I'll be around to cover them lawsuits when they finally come into fruition. There's a lot of other stuff I got to cover. I'm going to end up making my second video touching on Tyler Perry today or whatever. Yo, no Diddy. Matter of fact, no Perry. But we're going to be talking about Tyler Perry after this video post. What time is it right now? I don't know the time. So right now it's 8:40. I'm going to try to edit this as quick. And then if that other video is like an hour, just to tribute how long the editing process was for this video. So you'll probably see that Tyler Perry up in like a couple hours or whatever. Unless I find a notebook. I'm going to find a notebook after I'm done editing this joint. But I appreciate y'all coming around. And I like that you guys like longer videos or whatever. And I like that you guys didn't sit there and listen to AI for hours. Like, even regular TV is taking advantage of AI. I seen a commercial today. I was sitting there. We was watching like Animal Planet or something. Animal Planet uses the AI now. Animal Planet uses AI now. Everybody's using AI. Maybe I should use AI too. Matter of fact, when we start touching on no Perry. When we start touching on Tyler Perry again, no Perry, I'll bring the AI out. Cause I feel like you guys are going to enjoy that. Hearing me argue with an AI that sounds like me. Matter of fact, you guys are going to like this. You guys are going to love it. I'll see you guys later. Peace.